Today we'll be doing a human science experiment on how violent humans can be. Ming, hit your friends. I promise you won't be responsible for any damage.
But I don't want to, that's cruel.
But you must hit your friends.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
Situation can influence the behavior of ordinary people. Ming, you are a violent person. How could you?
Hold up, the results can be so skewed. Why? Let me show you. Number 1, selection bias. You created an advertisement for prison life. This would potentially attract a specific type of people. Number 2, experimental expectations. You told Ming what to do from the start, so Ming might have just been following your orders. Even with the minimal results that you gathered, do the conclusions really outweigh the pain and trauma you've caused, Kat? I mean, look at Ming's state of mind right now.
Have I always been a bad person? I wish I never existed. I'm a burden to this world.
Therefore, here we have a God-sent knowledge question. To what extent does the pursuit of knowledge in human sciences contradict ethics?
Human sciences experiments in nature need to contradict in order to gather results, as we're testing for human behavior. Innate human behavior only arises when faced with an ethical dilemma. However, the testing of this can yield unpredictable and unwanted consequences. For instance, the real-life situation of the Stanford prison experiment is one example where the pursuit of knowledge in the area of knowledge of human sciences it gave us insight into the human nature, but it resulted in the long-term psychological damages to the willing participants of the experiment.
The evidence displayed made it shared knowledge to us. When one is put in a situation, their behavior can be influenced to commit an unethical deed. However, we also know that there are inherent flaws to this experiment. Therefore, the reliability of the evidence of the experiment is inevitably questionable. Alright, then I hereby command all human science experiments shall cease to exist.
No, ethics God, you can't do this to humanity. I mean, not all human sciences experimentations are bad. Please look at a second real-life situation before you make your judgment.
(1920s America). One prime example is the Hawthorne experiment that dates all the way back to the 1920s. Workers in a factory were told that an experiment is going to be carried out on how different lighting affect work performance. They were told that there are results that proves that there was an increase in performance quality as the light turned from low to bright.
Okay, Ming, work in this bright light. Today we shall find out if brightness of light improves your productivity. Keep working. Okay, this time how about work in dim light?
Since I am being watched, I need to prove my master wrong, for I am capable of anything.
However, the real result lies here. The experimenter, once again, changed the light from high light to low light. This also increased work performance. The results are not contradicting. This is because both results connect to one conclusion, that the workers realize that they're being watched. Thus, this watching makes workers improve in their work performance. This is because they're receiving attention from the experimenter. The lighting does not play a role at all here. Okay, Ming, work in this bright light again, just to confirm if there really is a difference.
Since I am being watched, I need to prove my master wrong, for I am capable of anything.
Isn't this unethical as well? It's like taking advantage of psychology to manipulate workers to work harder.
It could be argued this way that the knowledge derived from this experiment had been proven to be valuable for the development. In this corporate world today, the Hawthorne effect is often taught as a management technique to improve the productivity of employees. Could temporary dishonesty be justifiable to pursue and gain knowledge so valuable and long-term to humanity? The fact that a result from 1920s are still applicable today prove of how it can outweigh the temporary unethical actions.
However, this also proves an inherent flaw to experiments in the area of knowledge of human sciences, which is the observer's effect. The observer's effect has become one of the hardest inbuilt biases to eliminate or factor into the design of any experiment in psychology and other subject areas in the area of knowledge of human sciences. As humans, once we know that we are being watched, we will be more inclined to change our behaviors accordingly.
Am I satisfied with your real-life situation yet? Indeed, the knowledge gained could be valuable, but...
Okay, ethics god, actually, what about this?
So this real-life situation is the ASH conformity experiment. The experiment is advertised to measure visual acuity. A group of participants are asked to point out which of the three lines are the shortest one. The line is so glaringly obvious that you can't mistake it. The subject is placed in a room with other subjects who are actually actors that will voice the wrong answer. The participant is the last one to answer. This is how it looks like. I think this is the shortest line.
Okay, go.
This is the shortest line.
This is the shortest line.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's the shortest line.
Contradicting ethics is inevitable in most cases for human sciences experiments. Maybe it's almost always inevitable. This process is needed to yield results of human behavior, as humans must be faced with ethical dilemmas in order to show their true character, their innate human behavior. The degree of the contradiction with ethics lies in how useful the results are in its application. It boils down to the weight between ethics and the value of the knowledge gained. However, another question arises. Who decides the balance between ethics and practicality in human sciences experimentation? Just speed this up. Is this the answer to everything?